friends, it's Melanie, and in today's video I wanted to answer two follow-up questions from my original, well, kind of from my original question and answers videos, but I think more specifically from my testimony videos. I'm going to try to make this short since you guys know I can ramble. The first question, and I apologize, I don't have anything in front of me reminding me who asked, but you guys wanted to know, how did my parents react when I told them that I was pregnant the first time and I guess the second time? Short answer, they were disappointed in my decisions, but supportive, and you know, they weren't going to turn their back on me. Obviously they had raised me in a certain way. They had raised me with certain beliefs, and those beliefs were that, well, first of all, you didn't have sex with anyone before you were married to them. And, you know, I kind of did that. So, but they knew that I had done that, so that wasn't, you know, a huge shock to them. But I think that they were the first, okay, when I was pregnant with Ryan and I had to tell my parents, they were pretty shocked. Ryan is the first grandchild on both sides, so she's the first grandchild for my parents and the first grandchild for his parents. And I think his parents were equally shocked, equally disappointed, but also, you know, they were supportive, if that makes sense. Like, when I told my parents, hey, I'm pregnant and I'm gonna have a baby, you know, my parents' response probably was, well, of course you're gonna have the baby because it's the right thing to do, you know, the thing that I had been taught to do, and like, you know, there was no other question. And so they were shocked, very shocked, but they were excited, I guess. I mean, I was unmarried, and I was not crazy young. My mom had me when she was 20, and she got married when she was 19. So I was older than that when I got pregnant and had Ryan. So they were supportive. And as it got closer and closer to my due date, my mom got more and more excited about the fact that, I mean, this was going to be her first grandchild. So, and an interesting little trivia tidbit is that my oldest daughter was actually born on my mom's birthday. So my mom and my oldest daughter share the same birthday. So that has no relevance to the story whatsoever, but I just thought that it was interesting and I would share. So I had Ryan, and everyone on, you know, both sets of grandparents fell in love with her. I mean, just adored her and couldn't imagine, you know, a world without her. When I found out that I was pregnant with Camry, and I had to, you know, come and tell my parents, it was a completely different situation, because as I mentioned in my testimony part 1, I knew Camry's dad for a very short period of time before I got pregnant. I mean, very short, as in my parents had never even met him. So the first time that my parents meet this guy, I'm bringing him home to say, oh, and by the way, I'm pregnant, and he's the dad. So, shock again. I think that my mom was probably a little bit fearful of, you know, what was to come, and I was in shock. You know, I couldn't even believe that I was about to have another baby. But at the same time, the reason I say the situation is very different is because when we found out that I was pregnant with Camry, her dad he was all in, you know, or at least that's what he told me. I believed it. I believe that he truly believed that he was in it, and he said that we were going to get married and we were going to be a family, And so that kind of took some of the fear away from me. But it was shocking to my parents. They had never met him before, ever. And now I bring him home and say, you know, I'm pregnant, and because I'm pregnant, we're going to be a family, and, you know. So, again, with that one, they were surprised, they were disappointed. You know, I just kept making decisions that went against what they had tried to teach me was the quote-unquote right thing to do, you know, would be the smart decision. And there were consequences to my decisions. You know, granted, my consequences luckily could have been so much worse, but my consequences ended up being 2 unplanned pregnancies. Kyler's crying. She's upset. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry guys. Grant was playing a little bit too rough with Kyler, and she bonked her head, and she's upset. So she might come over and say hi here in a second. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, the situation was very different the second time around, because I thought, yes, I'm going to have another baby, but it's going to be okay. Come here. But it's going to be okay because, you know, we're going to be a family. Sit down. Uh-oh, she's not going to be able to see herself. So, again, you're so cute. Yeah. They were disappointed in the decisions that I was making, but they were supportive. You know, they loved Ryan dearly, and they knew that they would love a second grandchild. So I hope that answers that question. Kyler, baby, mommy has to focus. I have to focus. Come here. You want to give me a hug? Okay. Okay. Okay, so, let's see. What was the second question? The first question was, how did my parents react? Second question, the second question was, again, about my girls. The second question was, and I got asked this a couple times, do the girls have regular contact with their dads? Do they see them regularly? And the answer is yes. Ryan more so than Camry, but only because of logistics. Ryan's dad lives in the Fort Worth region. He doesn't live in Fort Worth, but he lives in that part of the state. And he has lived there for several years. And Camry's dad, for the longest time, lived down near Houston. And so she would see him usually every now and then. You know, she would see him twice a month. Sometimes she would see him once a month. It kind of just depended on how things were going, you know, for him or for us or whatever. She just fell. But she's okay. It just scared her. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're okay. Oh, baby. Come on. It's okay. Yes. Yes, it scared you. You guys probably think I'm a terrible mother. I don't want to run and pick them up every time they fall, because they have to learn how to... I mean, I saw her fall. I knew she was okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna... Shh. Okay, so for a really long time, Camry's dad lived near Houston. And, so she didn't see him every weekend. She saw him when it was possible, but she never saw him as often as, you know, we all would have liked for it to be possible. Ryan's dad, on the other hand, has religiously gotten her every other weekend pretty much since the day she was born. He gets her every other weekend, and he gets her for 4 consecutive weeks during the summer. He gets her every other spring break, and of course we alternate like Christmas and Thanksgiving. If you guys are divorced or you have any type of custody agreement with someone, then you kind of understand it's a pretty standard agreement, at least where I live. Yes, son? What do you need? What do you need, baby? I'll be right out, okay? Yeah, it's a pretty standard custody agreement. I am the custodial parent. Do you want to go out? I'm sorry, I'm so distracted in this video, but guys, this is real life. Okay, so I think that answers those questions. So again, in case I missed something because I'm distracted. Yes, the girls see their dads. No, baby, no, don't touch. Don't give me those eyebrows. Yes, the girls see their dads regularly, but the frequency varies greatly between the two of them. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I know this is probably the worst video ever, but I wanted to answer your questions, and, you know, seemed like the best time to do it. She has this right here. That right there, that's a mosquito bite. A mosquito apparently got into our house last night and into their bedroom. And I hate that when there's a mosquito, it always gets her. And I've got her dressed pretty much like, you're kind of snotty. Ugh. She's covered up and dressed and everything, so usually the mosquito, the only place it can get her is on her face. Which makes me feel so bad for her, but you better be careful. You fell over there a minute ago. Yeah, you did. Anyway, I hope that answers that question. I'm going to say it again, and I'm probably just being repetitive, but yes, the girls see their dads regularly. Ryan more regular. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, they see their dads regularly, but Ryan more so than Camry because of the logistics. Oh, I completely forgot to tell you that part. Oh, I'm going to have to redo this whole segment here. Okay. One thing I forgot to mention is that while Camry's dad used to live down near Houston, almost 2 years ago now, he moved to Colorado. So it has become much more rare that she sees him now, because that is a very, very long drive. I don't make that drive. He will occasionally drive down to get her and then drive her back up there, usually if she's going to be staying for an extended period of time. One time now she has flown back home, which was, I think, much nicer for everyone. And I think that is the plan going forward, is that when it is possible, she will fly. But because he lives so far away now, she sees him for 6 weeks, 6 consecutive weeks during the summer. She will spend, or he has the option to get her every year at spring break for a week. He gets her, you know, again, we alternate. He gets her sometime at Christmas, and he gets her every other year at Thanksgiving. And then, because we homeschool, I have the prerogative, I guess, or I have the flexibility with our schedule that I can allow her to have special days off during the year. So, for instance, I met him on Thursday of last week and dropped her off, and she is with him and will not be back until this Thursday. So she is spending an entire week with him. That you know, there's not really, it's not a holiday or anything, but this month is her birthday and he wanted to see her. And because, like I said, because we homeschool and I have the flexibility to select which days we're going to do school and so forth, I can allow that. If she were in public school, that would not be an option at all. But, yeah, so she doesn't see him as often as she used to, but she does see him at certain times during the year. And Kyler's gonna knock over my... Oh, Kyler's playing Clash of Clans. Oh, guys, I'm sorry, this is the worst video ever. I feel like I should restart it. I'm not going to, though. Okay, now I'm crooked. And let me think. I think that's it. I think. I am going to do one other video answering another question that I got that I thought was a really good question. You guys will probably not see that one for a few days, though. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'm sorry that this was so distracty and crazy and whatever, but yeah, that's just kind of how my life is. And if you're a mom, then you know that you don't get quiet time by yourself that often. Usually, if you guys see me sitting here doing a video for you, usually Kyler is with my oldest girls. Hold on, baby. Kyler is with my oldest girls. My oldest girls are both gone. And so Kyler's in here with me, trying to take my camera. So I'm going to close this video. It's already been way longer than I wanted it to be because of all the distractions. I hope that that answers some more questions from you guys. You guys are sitting on a laundry basket, and now Kyler is climbing on the laundry basket in order to get up on my bed. I tell you what. Ah! Okay. I'm going to close this video now before it gets any worse. I'm sorry, you guys, but I hope that that answers your question. Yeah, I'll be back soon. Maybe, if I can even handle doing another video. Bye, guys.